football podcast called Living the Stream comes to you each week. Streaming recommendations during NFL season, it's not just tongue-in-cheek. Quarterback, defense, tight end recommendations based on opposition matchup. Here are your podcast hosts, JJ Zachariason and Denny Carter, Living the Stream.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Living the Stream. I'm JJ Zachariason, the late-round quarterback, and as always, I am joined by my lovely co-host, Denny Carter. Denny, how are you?
I'm great. I can't talk that fast, but I'm still...
You can talk that fast.
No, man.
Don't sell yourself short.
I've never tried, but I actually don't think I can do that. I find it very impressive, I will say.
I mean, look, when you say the same thing over, like take a lyric of a song and you could just say it really fast because you know that lyric, right? It's no different.
Right.
I just say the same thing every week.
So you're saying I can sing Journey's "Don't Stop Believing" in like 5 seconds?
Yeah,
or,
don't stop believing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be good. Yeah. So I know we usually open with something about your hair, which looks great today, by the way.
Thank you.
Or something about
yesterday.
Something about football. I'm getting a hacan't on Saturday. I want everyone to know. I'm making my sojourn to DC to get it cut. It's so long right now that I can't even talk about it. But I had a parent thing to open the show with today because it hit me. It hit me hard, and I think other folks will be able to relate. So Xavier has been into baseball big time. I think I may have mentioned it. Like one time in the summer, he was like, "Hey, why don't I play baseball?" And I was like,
like last summer or like this past summer?
This past summer, like in July, he was like, "Why don't I play baseball?" I was like, "I don't know. I've never heard you talk about it. So if you'd like to play, we can get you into it." Anyway, long story short, I've enrolled him in some like baseball camps just to get him like used to the game because honestly, no experience basically outside of like wiffle ball, right?
Yeah.
So he's been doing this indoor baseball camp for the past few weeks. And I take him on Tuesday nights. So I took him last night, and all the parents are on their phones. That's not a judgment. You'll see why in a second. I try so hard not to be on my phone during these things, right? And so I kept my phone in my pocket. I'm like telling myself, like I'm like willing myself, don't look at your phone, don't look at the phone, because I can feel it buzzing. People are texting me. And I know like. My blue sky or whatever is blowing up, whatever. So
sick brag.
Yeah. I had so many notifications I can't even keep up. Anyway,
so many notifs that you just can't stop your phone from vibrating.
I'm so popular, I can't stand it. And so I'm ignoring it, and I see Xavier come up to bat, right? And he crushes one. He crushes it.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
Him having not played baseball, and how old is he now? 11 or 12? Or
he's 12. He's 12.
12, right. So he's 12 years old, and he's not played baseball. Is this the first time he's played baseball? Or like, because
No.
I grew up playing baseball, right? And like, I grew up with other kids that we played since we were like 6 years old together, right?
Right.
And having, like, I can't imagine having not had that like 6 years of playing and just jumping in.
Right. No, he's jumping in. And we've worked in the backyard a lot. Even through the recent cold, we've thrown the ball around. His arm strength has improved a lot. The batting is still suspect, but anyway, he gets up to the bat, and I'm watching. I'm fully locked in, and he hits a triple, and it crushes one. It's a stand-up triple. I give him the old fist pump. We make eye contact. I'm like, yes.
So you guys out on a field here, playing like they're playing like a scrimmage or something?
It's an indoor field. Yeah.
Okay.
So he gets up a second time, and by that point, I had been sucked into the vortex of my phone, and I had joined the parents on the little bench, and we're all on our phones, and I'm texting Melissa, and I'm texting other people. I'm texting Rotopad at one point. I check my email, and long story short, I miss a grand slam
from Xavier.
And I just totally, completely, I don't see 1 second of it. Okay. And so after the at bat, he comes over to me. He was like, you didn't see it. I was trying to get your attention. You didn't see it. And I was like, see what? He's like, I hit a grand slam. And I'm telling you, like the pit in my stomach was like a killer. I was apologetic, obviously. I wasn't defensive. I wasn't trying to make excuses. There's no excuse. I told him, there's no excuse. He said, now I see why you say social media is the devil and the worst thing ever.
That's actually pretty funny.
And I said, yeah, see, I told you. So maybe I was proving the point. But anyway, this is just to say, if you can, lock in when your kids are doing something that they want you to watch and experience it, be present for it. And if you can help it, if you can help it, just don't give yourself the temptation, because here's what I'm going to do, JJ, for the rest of this time of the baseball camp. I'm going to leave my phone in the car. I'm not even going to get into the field, because that was a killer. I did not enjoy that.
I want to say this first, is that I appreciate you being vulnerable about this, because it's not an easy thing to talk about. No. Because it's a failure as a parent, right? Like this instant. I'm not saying you're a failure as a dad, of course, but in that instant, it's a failure as a parent, and all of us have gone through something, not necessarily that exact same scenario, but like, there's situations where you wish that you paid more attention to your kid than you do. Yeah, and there's an instant regret. And then you think about like how they take that, with them in the next thing that they do, or whatever the case may be, right? Yeah. Like, did I interact with them in a way where they felt loved and not ignored, like that? And unfortunately, technology is a thing that like really gets in the middle of that. And it's really hard for it not to. And I'm guilty of it. I think anyone listening to this who has kids would feel probably guilty of it. And I'm jealous of the people who are able to like fully like not care at all. With like, my wife is so good at really, really, truly disconnecting and not caring. And her job isn't social media driven like mine is, of course, but it's something though that I do think that it's as crappy as it is, it's good for people to hear that it happens.
And part of me is grateful that it happened, because it's like a wake up situation, right? It's like it's like, yo, like you can't be doing this. Like you're gonna miss something serious. Like you always think, at least I'll speak for myself. I always think I can get away. I can get away with like just checking a little bit, right? I can get away. I'm not going to miss anything. Yeah. But then you miss the thing, right? Like the big thing. And there's no going back. You can't rewind it. You can't experience it again. And I just want to say, that it's also a bad example for your kids. And like I was a terrible example there for Xavier. Like he sees me, who, maybe he looks up to me, maybe he doesn't, but he sees me doing that when I'm supposed to be paying attention to him and his team, and I'm not. It's just not good. So I know, look, it's a challenge. It's a challenge because the phones have us, by the dopamine receptors. I get it. But it's important to put it away and just pay attention sometimes.
I have a hard time this time of year, especially with the NFL news and stuff, and like having to stay on top of things. And it like the off season's not as tough for me, like when the kids get home from daycare and school, and like this time of year, I have my phone close by. Whereas like once January hits, I'm like, I don't, I can let it be just for a second, because there's no pressing issue where like some news item drops and I got to like look at my fantasy teams and like, add a guy, or I got to go update rankings, or I got to answer questions on Discord, or I got to do this, or I got to do that. Like, at least, there's at least some of a reprieve, if you will. But
there's not the pool. The pool is strong this time of year for you and me,
right?
To be logged on, to be up to our eyeballs in news, and it's hard to break away. It's hard to break away, but it is important. It is important to do that. Maybe not all the time, but definitely in those sort of situations, because man, I hope people do not have to experience that to get the idea. I truly, truly wish I had not had to go through that, but now that I have, the phone's staying in the car.
No, I think it's a good reminder. And also I try to like I feel that way at times. Like there have been instances where like Avery's telling me something and she starts telling me while I'm on my phone, and I'm not immediately putting my phone down, You know, like I try to, don't get me wrong, but that's not always my reaction. If I'm just being completely honest and transparent, you know, like I'm like, hang on, let me finish this, and she's like really excited about something, and then that excitement level goes from 99 to 77, you know, maybe 6, 7. When you know, I'm not as enthused as she is, you know, I'm not matching that energy, and I always want to match that energy with my kids and be that person for them to make them feel good, you know?
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. It's a struggle. I'm jealous of the boomers who never had to do this sort of thing.
Yeah, but the thing is that the boomers missed all kinds of grand slams.
They did.
Because of their general philosophy on parenting and life. You know, like us millennials are often like too hard on ourselves at times, but I think that we should be hard on ourselves. Like I think it's a standard we should set for ourselves, you know, based on what our parents' generation generally and how they acted. I had great parents. I was very lucky, and I know you did too. Like from the standpoint of like, I've heard horror stories of like how rough their people's boomer parents were, you know? So like, you know, I'm fortunate from that perspective, but even still, it's like that generation, I mean, they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you. I do. We have a Paul in the comments says that I emmed the GS.
You did M the GS.
I missed the Grand Slam. God dang it.
You really M the GS. I had another in the 15 transactions column this week. I had another S in the B.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. I don't know about, have you ever fed any of your content through AI just to find grammatical errors?
No.
So I've done that with my 15 transactions article. I don't change anything from the standpoint of like what's written. It's more so like, did I miss a period or did I spell something? You know, is there something glaring? That's all I care about, really. Right. And so I fed it in, and this week I did that, and ChatGPT came back and said that I said S in the B, or they S the B, but then it made some comment like, there must be an assumption that your audience knows what this means.
Oh, wow. That's actually frightening.
Yeah.
I'm so scared.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. AI knows all about S in the B. They get it.
I'm so scared.
Bro, AI has been helping us with, like, CJ had a rash and stuff, and
really,
like, yeah, and like they're like, oh yeah, that's just a typical viral rash. It's not hand, foot, and mouth. You know, it's not. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I one time Xavier used GPT, and to ask about some eye pain he was having, and it immediately was like, he probably have eye cancer. So I said, and he got really worked up. I was like, that's enough of that. We are not going to be doing that anymore.
I find it really honestly helpful. Helps with my like exercise stuff. You can do a lot with AI. I mean, period. I
find that the ads compelling and probably influential because I don't know if you've seen the TV ads for ChatGPT, but they're basically like have an 80s aesthetic to them.
Oh yeah.
And it's very low tech. Like all of them are like very intentionally low tech. None of the people in them look like movie stars, right?
Yeah, Severance-y.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a little, you know, like Severance has the same idea and vibe, right? Where it's like ultra tech, but not ultra tech.
And it's basically being like trying to integrate this high tech thing into your regular non-tech life. Anyway, I can see what you're doing, by the way. I can see it. You know, ChatGPT.
Look at Jeremy said, I was having throat issues, shared it with ChatGPT, and was encouraged to search for mold in my house. Found it.
God bless America.
I mean, but like, that's incredible. Like, do you know how helpful that kind of thing is? Like, that's insanity.
I know. It really is. I should look for mold now that Jeremy mentioned it.
I mean, like I even said, I've said it before, but I use it as an aid for analysis sometimes, where I'm like, I can't necessarily feed all my data or research things and like analyze all of this data that I have. And it helps me find certain like trends or things that are going on at a grand level, not in season. I haven't really used it in season, but it helped at times with like my draft guide this past off season, you know, like stuff like that, where, you know, and then I go back and I double check everything to make sure that like, oh yeah, that is correct. And that makes sense. And I've had to like say, no, you're wrong. You know,
Mm-hmm.
one of the errors it told me this past week where I talked about Emmanuel Wilson was that I referenced Josh Jacobs on the Packers, and it was like, no, Josh Jacobs is on the Raiders.
No. Oh,
yeah. And I said, well, actually,
yeah, you should update your priors.
yeah, you should be more online, ChatGPT.
I know. Log on once in a while, machine.
Speaking of which, I know you're not on Twitter, but I've been going at it with a bunch of Steeler fans because someone had sent a tweet about the Steelers having like they had to trade George Pickens. You know, they had to, right? And I was like, the problem with trading George Pickens is that number one, he's better than DK Metcalf, but no, and younger, right?
Maybe.
Number two is they sent a second round pick to get DK Metcalf, and then they paid him a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Like, you can sit there and say that George Pickens was a locker room cancer, but you know what else I've realized through this whole experience is that fans just take whatever the team says and that their word for it with any player, you know, like any issues that a player is having within he's a locker room cancer. And sure, we don't know exactly why George Pickens was sidelined for that first drive. I know that there was a report that there was a report that CeeDee Lamb was vomiting at a casino or something.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it was definitely partying related.
Yeah, right. Which, like, I'm not. They balled out, so what's it matter? Like, this is the Dallas Cowboys. Did people not live through the '90s? You know,
I know. Well, but no. But it's soft now. Like this whole thing, like you should not be drinking alcohol during the season.
No, right. And then there was another thing that I saw. People were mad at Cam Scatterbo for being part of WWE and like a little thing that they did where he like had to stand up for Andrew Schultz, the comedian. And like, he did a little like promo thing on WWE and people were like, what's he doing? He's in the NFL now. He shouldn't be doing this kind of, I can't even like those people in real life have to be the most miserable human beings on this earth.
You gotta find something else to do with your time.
You have to.
You cannot be worrying about what Cam Scatterbo does with his free time. You just can't.
No,
it's not good.
It's just it's insane. And they're like literally online yelling and getting angry that Cam Scatterbo is doing WWE stuff when players do that kind of stuff all the time. It's just because he's not even playing football right now. There's even more reason for him to do that.
Let them live.
Let them live. Yeah, but the DK Metcalf stuff, people were like, I made the comment about how George Pickens is better than DK Metcalf. Or at least like I said, dare I say, and people are coming at me. They're like, he's not better than DK Metcalf. Like he's just in a better situation. And I'm like, well, George Pickens was in the exact same Arthur Smith offense last year and was literally better than DK Metcalf last year with, by the way, two quarterbacks who were benched this year. Both of them got benched.
Amazing.
Crazy. Anyway.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. Let's look at week 11. We had Jacoby Brissett, who had 22 points off of 47 completions.
47
completions. Honestly, what a fantasy god and deity this man is.
I was so confident. I actually said to the Roto World Slack chat before the Niners game kicked off with the Cardinals, I said Jacoby's going well over 400 today. It's just
you loved Jacoby last week. I remember. Like you were talking him up. I loved Aaron Rodgers, and then he got hurt, and he scored 9.4 points, which was unfortunate. He would have been like a 16, 17 point guy probably.
Yeah, he was cooking.
Tua Tagovailoa had 7. That was pretty bad. Geno Smith had 13, and Marcus Mariota had 15. I mean, we're at the part of the season where everyone is gobbled up and added. But that was even on the sleeper show that I do. It was the worst quarterback streaming week of the year.
Yeah, and I mean, these are basically super flex suggestions at this point, in the season.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully people have like a decent enough option that they feel good about. We also had Jameis, who had 11. Theo Johnson had 6.6. Luke Musgrave had 0.9. I do feel good about my Musgrave take because people were like, I wasn't even like ranking him, like my top 150 after Tucker Kraft went out and stuff. I'm like, guys, Tucker Kraft is like legit special, like
very
legit. The next George Kittle. You can't just assume that, Luke Musgrave is going to step in and be him,
Musgrave is just a guy.
He's just a dude. They also use other tight ends in that offense now. It's not just one sole.
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, a guy that everyone knew about before 2 weeks ago.
With a capital P in his name in the middle of
What's that all about?
What is going on with that last name?
By the way, no one said anything. Oh no, I think that we did figure out the Travion Henderson, the little Henderson, on the back of his jersey was because he was wearing a jersey that was like had sleeves.
Yeah.
You know?
Little Henderson. It sounds like another player on the Patriots. There's Travion Henderson and there's
Lil Henderson. Michael Mayer had 4.3. Dawson Knox had 3.3. Jonnu Smith had 0. It was Darnell Washington season.
What's going on? That's so frustrating.
It was a really bad week. Chicago, Atlanta, and Kansas City 5-4 and 2 points. I mean, probably the worst week of our season was last week, and we're gonna have another horrible one this week.
We're on to week 12, is what I'd say.
We're on to week 12, but it's another crummy week. We don't have that many players to get through. But Denny, you can kick things off at quarterback.
Yeah, let's keep. Well, actually, no, you have him this week. But let's go with Bryce Young, the cover guy for this YouTube video. Playing the Niners. I think pretty much any quarterback against the Niners has some appeal at this point.
Yeah.
This game has a 48.5 point total. Not bad. The Panthers are 7-point underdogs somehow. It's just crazy. 49ers allowing the 4th highest quarterback rating on the season, the 3rd highest dropback success rate since week 7 with all the injuries they suffered around that time. The Panthers came into week 11. Okay, here's what I want to say. And by the way, I mentioned Bryce Young extensively along with some other guys in my regression files piece, which is on Roto World if you want to check it out. But, the Panthers were way more pass heavy last week than they usually are. You mentioned that in your trends pod. The Panthers had just for an example, headed into the week with a 54% neutral pass rate. That spiked to 64% against the Falcons. I don't know if that's sustainable. I think Bryce Young is still a decent play.
Yeah, I mean, if it is sustainable, then Tedero, it's so funny. Literally on 10 Trends last week, I said Tedero McMillan would be going nuts if they had just like a normal pass rate over expected. And then they had one that was well above average last week for the first time basically all season. And he went absolutely nuclear.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dave Canales, I think, is like a pretty good coach, like not a terrible coach, but his like love for the run game is just kind of tilting.
It's a little much.
It's a little bit too much. I understand it to a degree whenever you have Bryce Young and you're not, but eventually you got to open things up at least a little bit.
I mean, he remember before his first season, he was like, people will be shocked at how much we run it.
Yes.
And I'm like, is that really something you want to give away, first of all? And secondly, like, is that supposed to inspire anyone? No run heavy team is winning the Super Bowl. No, period.
You need some sort of efficiency at quarterback.
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett, he's been QB 7. This is probably the last time we can stream him, by the way.
Yeah.
He's been QB 7, 12, 10, 9, and 4 over his starts. He has been a QB1 every single start. He's averaging over 21 points per game, never below 19.4. They get Jacksonville this week. And I will say this about Jacksonville. Okay. They're really good against slot wide receivers. It's very strange. They're very good against slot wide receivers. Yeah. They're very bad against perimeter wide receivers, and they're very bad against tight ends. Okay. And if you look at how this team is structured, they have now Michael Wilson on the outside.
Yeah.
Right? Marvin Harrison Jr. is not going to play this week. So you have their alpha and Michael Wilson, who is what, top 4 or 5 in the league, you'd say, at wide receiver?
I mean, instantly better than MHJ.
Yeah. Do you know Marvin Harrison Jr.'s had his highest single game reception game is 7. And Michael Wilson had 15 last week.
It's so funny when this happens, when a team like loses a star, like a guy who's supposed to be good, and they have to be like, please don't be better than the star. Please don't.
Right.
They're instantly better.
It's like you don't think that I'm not saying that they're gonna do anything and act on this, but you don't think like the Bengals are sitting there being like, why do we need Joe Burrow?
I mean, look.
Are they thinking? I mean, Flacco was really bad last week, but like, are they thinking it a little bit? Like a little bit? Are they thinking it?
Is it creeping in? Maybe.
Is it creeping in a little bit? But yeah, I mean, like Marvin Harrison Jr. has had his struggles, and it was funny because I had him as a sell last week on 15 transactions, and then the appendicitis stuff came out, and I told my Discord it's because I had talked to his appendix, and I knew it was about to happen. But like, Marvin Harrison Jr. just hasn't been him yet, like over a long he beat up Dallas. Everyone beats up Dallas, like
JJ, no, man, it's over for that kid.
I don't want to say it's over. I think they just need a new offensive coordinator. They need to change things
up. No. This is based on vibes. I'm going to just say it. Okay. Him and Kyler were a horrible fit to begin with. Because here's the thing, and this is not a shot. This is actually a compliment at how gifted they are as athletes, right? Neither of those guys ever had to try coming into the league. Like MHJ just breezed through high school, breezed through college. He gets to the pros and he's pushed around like a rag doll, right? Yeah. And he has zero dog in him. Kyler Murray, same thing, zero dog, no dog whatsoever. And anyway, this is just my take. Neither of them had any chance of succeeding together. Maybe MHJ can succeed without Kyler.
There is a fine line, I think, and I have another example of this. Okay, this is gonna sound like my guys who have ponytails. You can always tell when they have ponytails.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, right.
This is probably along those same lines, but maybe people will agree with this. But regardless, there's a fine line between being overly gifted and just being gifted, right? Or my example that I'm going to use is that if you were in middle school and high school during like your adolescence, ages and phase, and you never had like a weight problem, like you never dealt with like being chubby or anything like that. When you get older, you can obviously go in different directions and stuff. But if you just coasted and you were always just like fit out of your mind, right? Because you just existed and you could just eat Oreos all day. And it didn't matter, right? When you were
your metabolism was off the charts.
Yeah. When you were 15 years old.
Yeah.
And then you're 35. A lot of people that are in that situation don't know how to actually like take care of themselves. Right.
I was in that position. I just
it's the same exact thing. See, I went through a chubby phase, chubby shortstop JJ, as we all know, or chubby vomiting peanut butter M&Ms on the street phase, right? And so it helped me a little bit, as I got older. There was a little bit of a phase where I probably should have lost some lbs, but you think about your health differently, right?
And like prepared.
Yeah, right. You're prepared for. You're like, and it's like, and it's like going to a good high school, and then you get to college and you're like, this isn't really that different, Like I went to a really good high school. I got to college. College was not hard for me, right? And then there's people who coasted through high school. It was easy throughout high school, and then they get to college and they're like, holy crap, I don't know how to do anything.
I have to apply myself. That was my thing. I was like, I have to try. Are you kidding me?
Right. And so like I never had to go through that, but I think that there's something with this, with like some athletes though, like some people are just going to have it obviously, and they're going to be motivated no matter what. So like they're ultra gifted and they're really motivated. And that's when you get to like Patrick Mahomes or something, or
Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice is a good example because he was not ultra gifted, but you have to have the right balance, right? He was gifted enough, and then he worked like nobody else has.
Tom Brady too. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The best players of all time are generally not just naturally gifted. They are players who like were gifted and then just kind of took it up a notch because they're insane in terms of like the way that their work ethic and stuff.
LeBron too gifted.
LeBron's too gifted.
Too gifted.
LeBron could have been even better, is what we're saying.
I believe he could have. Jordan just gifted enough.
Just gifted enough. We really figured out something here. Like this is
analytics.
Honestly. Someone needs to do a study on this. All right. Well, you got one more. We got one more quarterback, right? We got.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot.
We have Jameis if he plays.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot we were doing a show. Yeah. Well, Jackson Dart is in line to play against Detroit. There's some question around whether he'll keep running, and I know that like over 50% of his fantasy production has come on the ground. So that could be a problem for him. Anyway, Jameis, if he plays, Lions are 10.5-point underdogs. Giants were 18% below their expected pass rate in week 11. That was run heavy's game of the week and the run heavy's game of their season. But I don't think they'll be able to do that here. And he'll probably have to grip it and rip it. We'll
go to tight end, Jawan Johnson, 18% target share per game over his last 4, 10 plus PPR points in each one of those games. Good 70% route share in every game. I mean, he's like in the 70 to 80% range every week. Tougher matchup though. This is a really, like I said, these streamers are vomit inducing this week.
Mm-hmm. You might be underselling the fact that the Falcons have given up on life, which
oh my gosh, what a team.
It's just over. Like it's I have AJ Barner, and I just want to. I wrote a lot about AJ Barner in regression files because I find it interesting that his usage completely changed last week, and I feel like we're in for a rug pull this week for several reasons. I'll try not to take too long here, but he caught 10 of 11 targets last week for 77 yards against the Rams. He ran 82% of the routes. He was targeted on 27% of those routes. Those are all like that's outstanding. It's fantastic profile. He didn't have anything close to that going into the game. Okay. So we have to also remember that Sam Darnold threw 44 passes against the Rams. That's 10 more than he had thrown in any other game this season. And the Seahawks average about 24 pass attempts per game in wins. They're playing the Titans. And I think I'm going to have the bold take that the Seahawks are going to win this game.
I think they'll win. Yeah. Coming off a loss, they might win by 30 in this game.
So what I'm saying is, even if Barner has the same profile, which is not locked in, okay, those 11 targets go to 6, go to 5, and you're hoping for a touchdown.
Yeah. Dawson Knox, I think, is in like a similar boat in terms of like decent peripheral. I mean, I shouldn't say that. He's not in a similar boat. He's just seeing like, he's an 85% route share. I meant similar boat as in like he's going to need a touchdown probably to pay off.
Oh, for sure.
85% route share last week. Dalton Kincaid's already out. Houston's not a great matchup. He only saw a 10% target share. Dawson Knox did. You're just really hoping that he can find the end zone in an offense that should be able to put up some points.
Brenton Strange, I think, should be back this week after a very long absence. Before his injury, he's playing the Cardinals. Before his injury, 22% target per route run rate. That's pretty good. He was running about 65% of the routes. I guess that's okay enough. The tight end position is seeing 8.5 targets per game against the Cardinals. Both Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. are likely out this week.
I don't think I have another tight end. Are we talking Colby Parkinson?
Oh, I just wanted to mention Colby Parkinson as the tight end one for the Rams if Tyler Higbee is out. If Higbee plays, Higbee suffered an injury last week. If Higbee plays, Parkinson is not an option.
Do you think there's a chance that if Higbee's out, we see some Terrence Ferguson too?
I mean, the usage last week was not good for Ferguson, but
right.
But maybe, things look, in-game injuries and the way that they treat a position after that, as you know, is often different than it is the next week. So maybe.
Yeah, it's a good call out. All right, let's move on to defense. I'm going to go with the Raiders first. This was my 15 transactions defense this week. Cleveland is the top opponent by adjusted fantasy points allowed. Shedeur Sanders, he's played one half of football now, and his game in week 10 or week 11 was the second worst completion percentage over expected game of the season. And the only one worse was one that happened after that was Jared Goff against Philadelphia. Yeah,
I know.
Goff was horrific again, but Goff is a great buy low right now because they're about to play a bunch of dome games. They don't have a single outdoor game rest of the season.
I know. My God, they really ran hot there.
But look, Shedeur Sanders, there's a chance that he is just horrifically bad. There's obviously a chance that our read is wrong and that he's better than expected. But what we saw in him coming in relief in that game was just horrendous. One of the worst displays of football that I've seen in a really long time.
35% below his expected completion rate.
Yeah, it was just so bad. There's a low game total. The Raiders are home favorites. The Raiders defense sucks, but I think Shedeur Sanders sucks more.
I know. So I'm of two minds here. I like Jerry Jeudy. I like Fannin. I don't like Shedeur. And I think the Raiders defense is a good play. And I think Max Crosby with 7 X's could actually wreak havoc this week.
Yeah.
All right. So many X's. Bears against the Vikings. Bears are 2.5 point favorites. I'm sorry. Not Vikings. Bears against the Steelers. Sorry. Bears are 2.5 point favorites. They could face Mason Rudolph. I wanted to mention just this part. So the Bears are getting beat deep, and against the Steelers, that doesn't mean anything because they never ever throw it deep. Right. And the Bears are actually exceptional per the metrics at shutting down short area stuff, which is the only thing the Steelers try to do.
Yeah, it's a good call out. The Saints, last time we saw Kirk Cousins start Miami's defense was the 7th ranked defense in fantasy football. I don't think it's going to be that bad necessarily, but Atlanta has a 19-point implied team total. This game is in New Orleans. Drake London's out. I mean, it could be bad for Atlanta.
Oh, it's going to be a bloody mess. Yeah.
Do
I have anybody else?
Yeah, we got the Jags last.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Jaguars against the Cardinals. Jaguars are 2.5-point favorites. Jacoby's dropping back at an exceptional rate, as we said. So you're just hoping that the Cardinals fall behind and Jacoby Brissett has to throw it everywhere, and you get some turnovers going.
So to recap, we got the Saints, Raiders, Jags, Bears, Dawson Knox, Brenton Strange, Colby Parkinson / maybe Terrence Ferguson, but they're deeper plays. AJ Barner, Juwan Johnson, Jameis Winston if he goes, Bryce Young, Jacoby Brissett. Do you think Jameis goes this week?
No, I think Dart plays.
Yeah, I think he does too. I couldn't remember if we talked about that. Yeah. All right. We didn't really get many questions at all from Twitter, but we did get we do have some from like previous weeks, and we did get a couple that were good. So we'll kick things off. This is from Matthew. Okay. Says, assuming you are the type to send out Christmas cards to family and friends, if someone isn't on your predetermined list and they send you a Christmas card, are you now obligated to send them one for the current year and in perpetuity?
I sure hope not, because we've never done that, and I get one from you every year, and I appreciate it, and I display it along with the others I get, but I've never sent you one, and it's not an insult. I've never sent anybody one.
Yeah. I do think that if you are if you're a Christmas card sender, okay, and you're sending them in bulk, just to a lot of different people, then if you get one from somebody that's not on that list, I think it's okay to send it to that. But you shouldn't create a Christmas card just for the sole purpose of sending it to those people.
I agree. I don't feel any obligation. Like I get them from my cousins that I haven't seen in a long time, and it's cool. I like it. Don't get me wrong. It's just I'm not like, oh no, we have to send them a Christmas card. No. I've never had that instinct.
Yeah. We're very close to late round Christmas, the playlist.
Oh, and which you'll add, obviously, my favorite song.
Yeah, so the day that I add Foghat to this playlist is the day that we no longer do this podcast, and the day that Christmas is canceled. Oh, that's when we add Foghat to that playlist.
The thing is, you hate a rock and roll Christmas. And listen, I don't even know what that means.
What does that mean?
I do.
Rock and roll Christmas.
Rock and roll Christmas, just like the way that we used to have. That's in the song. What are you talking about? A rock and roll? No one's ever had a rock and roll Christmas.
No one's had a rock and roll Christmas.
I mean, what is it? Does that mean you get together with friends around the holidays and get drunk? That's probably just what it means, right?
Probably. I mean, they're probably just reminiscing on the 80s and 90s when things were easier.
It was 70s where this
or 70s. You're right.
I have a question actually from Blue Sky. Jason Brown, number one punna, says, Have you ever done alternates to the classic Thanksgiving turkey? If so, what have you tried?
To just so other like foods or other types of turkeys, like the classic like are like deep fry turkey, or
I think maybe both, but
are we talking like ham instead of turkey?
I think like Chinese food, or like
so we travel to my wife's aunt and uncle's place every year, and we have done that for 15 years now, if not longer.
Yeah.
And so I haven't had to make there was one year where we got the flu, so we couldn't go. But even then, I barely made, I wasn't making the turkey. And so I haven't done it. I haven't had to do anything with Thanksgiving for a really long time. Basically ever in my life.
Listen, part of me being a guy means that I've never prepared Thanksgiving dinner, and maybe I should have, but there have always been women around to do it. And I guess I've just taken advantage of that, but I've never prepared it. I've never had anything different than turkey. I'd have deep fried turkey, which is fine. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's good.
I don't like turkey.
Are you so? What's your plate gonna like? Are you gonna still have turkey on your plate when you eat? Because I guess I can't do the. I don't think I don't know if we're gonna be able to do the show next week.
Oh crap!
because we're doing it on Wednesdays now, and Tuesdays are really difficult, and we haven't really talked about this, but we might not be able to do the show next week.
We're gonna have to look into that strongly.
Yeah, 'cause I'm gonna be gone Wednesday. So
Right.
yeah.
Well, we can do like an AI version of you, maybe.
We could do an AI. Yeah, we could have someone. We should hire. It's like whenever Jim had the guy come in in the office, and act as Jim, and he was Asian Jim.
Have you seen the commercials with Jim and Michael? The coffee commercials?
I don't think so. I don't. So for someone who only paid attention to commercials growing up, I literally tuned them out completely.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I never watched commercials.
I am charmed by these coffee commercials because so they call each other Steve and John with by their real names. Yeah. But obviously the whole bit, like the whole idea behind this ad campaign is like you play Michael, you play what is it? You play
Jim.
Jim. I was gonna say John. You play Jim, and you guys just go do your thing, right?
Right.
And I enjoy it a lot. Anyway, what were we talking about? My plate.
Yeah, your plate. Yeah.
So my plate has lots of green bean casserole. It has a slice of turkey as to avoid social humiliation from people at the dinner who will look at my plate and be like, "What? No turkey?
Yeah.
Right. What do you hate? You hate the United States?"
Yeah.
And then potatoes. I know people are gonna say corn. No, there's no corn. I'm not doing corn.
So you're over corn? You're done with corn?
Yeah, man. I haven't had corn in like.
But it was like your bit for
I know
6 years.
I actually think the bit had so much legs and wore itself out to such an extent that I was like, I can never eat corn again.
Like me with smoothies.
Yeah, yeah.
Smoothies are just overrated from like a nutritional standpoint. Is why I don't need to do it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, you're just drinking sugar.
I have more questions. From Blue Sky. Mitchell says, I was driving for a work trip and stumbled upon an active operational Quiznos. I thought they had closed years ago, so I had to stop and get something. I enjoyed my sandwich, but it got me thinking. Any restaurants that are now relics of the past that you wish would be open again?
Are there? Wasn't Chi-Chi's a chain?
Yeah.
Remember Chi-Chi's?
Yeah, I like.
Do they still have Chi-Chi's?
I don't know. I don't.
We had one like 20 minutes from our house. We used to go to Chi-Chi's Ground Round. Do you remember Ground Round? Did you guys have those?
Wait. A restaurant called Ground?
Yeah, called Ground Round.
No, we didn't have those. No.
We had one in the town I grew up in, and there was the old. I think that they like revamped it, and I think it's like a Northeast chain, and it was just a regular restaurant, but they served popcorn, and there were always popcorn on the ground, right? And,
I remember, yeah.
And they had a clown that was there, and they had a bar for people. Like it was a great spot. I'd say Ground Round.
One place I never went was Chili's. Is Chili's around? Chili's around.
Right? Yeah, Chili's is still around.
Okay, all right. What do I wish was still around? Oh, I guess like there are no more like Pizza Hut restaurants to eat in, right?
Yeah, are they all gone?
I think they're all gone. Like the actual, like you can order, obviously.
I think if you really think about something that's like a restaurant that would be extremely nostalgic, take yourself back to a 1995 Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut, yeah.
Where you're doing, what was it? Book It? Wasn't that what it was called?
Yes.
You read books and.
Yes, and also, but just the aesthetic, like the
the red cups.
The red cups, like the lamps look like they were from the early 80s.
Yeah, like a pool table lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also pinball machines. They always had pinball machines where I lived, and I used to enjoy it. I don't know if I'd enjoy it now, but I would take the kids. I think the kids would be into it.
Pizza Hut's great.
Should look into that.
It also, I remember when stuffed crust came out, and it was just like next level. I mean, especially as a chubby shortstop like myself. Man, I love me some stuffed crust.
Yeah. So, okay, just to go on that for a second, because you said, you were prepared, you had some like background knowledge in weight situations. So I was one of these people who had insane metabolism, and I was just like, I mean, I swear to God, I'm not bragging, but like when I was like 15 to 20 years old, I was like, oh, hey, look, I have a 6-pack. Like, who knew? Like,
another second sick brag of the show, but
I didn't do anything,
Yeah.
but look what I have. But then I got to college, I start to eat like a monster. I stop exercising completely, right? I start putting on weight like rapidly, like
the freshman
pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the freshman, like 25 plus for me.
Yeah.
And by the end of my freshman year, I was like, what the hell's going on with my pants?
Yeah.
Like, well, these things are not fitting. What's wrong with these pants? So I was totally unprepared for that. Yeah.
Yeah. I do think it, like, I'd be very curious. I'm not saying like someone who was like really, really obese growing up or anything like that, because I'm sure that that's continues to be difficult, like as they get into their adult life and stuff like that. But I mean like someone who's just like generally overweight in like middle school, high school versus someone who's had it fine. If when they hit mid 30s, if there's any true difference in like body composition now versus like, I feel like it just kind of meets at this like intersection eventually, because the people who had struggled like kind of know how to deal with it. And like, don't get me wrong, like some people continue to not know how to deal with it and they, gain weight. But I know so many people from when I was younger that just didn't take care of themselves. And now they're larger people. And I think a lot of it is like, they just never had to deal with it before.
Totally an experience, so that when your body changes, you're like, wait, what's happening? I'm sorry.
And there might be a little bit of a lag. I had some lag years in there. There might be a little bit of a lag of like, oh, I do need to get on top of this, but you know kind of how to do that,
Yeah. God, that's such a good point.
Yeah.
I have some questions from Patreon if I can put those in here. Denver Dude, friend of the show, obviously, says, what are your biggest pet peeves with a group chat? I have a buddy that comes in hours later and likes everyone's texts. I'll get 30 notifications at once. I feel like if you can't react in real time, you lose your reacting privileges. I'm on board with
that. I would agree with that. I don't have a ton of really active text threads. I use like GroupMe and other apps for like my really active text threads with friends. And so it's just like a messaging app that we started using it like a decade ago. So we just kept doing it. And part of the reason why we started doing it, my high school friends and I, is because one of our friends didn't have an iPhone and we hated the green message stuff going on. So we switched.
What's with you guys and the hating of the green messages?
Why would you like green messages?
What they're no different than the blue messages.
They're different. They feel different.
They're not different at all.
It's like going to, a local pizza joint instead of, a Domino's. Like you're going to want the local joint.
God. So I actually know people who, mostly younger people who are like, I refuse to text if someone doesn't have an iPhone. And I'm like,
look, if I meet somebody and then they're like, I'm like, oh, what's your number? And they give me their number and I don't see their phone while I'm having that interaction. Then I text them my name, it's like, hey, it's JJ. So you have my number and it's green. I'm never talking to them again.
This is discriminatory.
I mean, they're not.
Like, I feel like there need to be laws against this. Okay. So what I do is if I miss a bunch of group chat messages, right, I'll go back, I'll scroll through. And if something is exceptionally funny or poignant, I will reply to that comment. Like I'll tap it and I'll reply to it. Like, this made me spit out my soda or something, just to give, acknowledge, hey, you made a funny joke. I'd like to do that. Otherwise, I'm not going through and doing all that stuff. Also, I have my notifications turned off for every group chat.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of group chats, I ended up doing that too, but again, I might. But like I use a separate app. If someone is going through and giving you notifications at the end of the day and not being active in conversations, you need to consider kicking that person out of the group. Never talking to them again.
Wow, you took a hard line.
Yeah, I mean, get your green garbage out of here.
Good Lord.
Get your green garbage out of here.
This is a new JJ.
It's not a new JJ. It's not even good on the eyes either. Like, they do it on purpose to make it bright green to annoy people with blue eyes that can't see things as well and with light.
Oh, I also have that.
That's what's discriminatory. I mean, not this green versus blue stuff.
Oh my God.
It's this is a fight against people with blue and gray eyes like myself. And you should feel this way too.
I should, but I don't. I'm okay with it. And you're saying that you are the victim here.
I am the victim.
I think you are victimizing people who send the green bubbles.
Someone said this coming from the light guy or the light mode guy, which is fair. I'm a light mode guy. I'm not.
You are?
Dark mode really messes with my eyes. Like having like the like I cannot read white text on black background.
Really?
Oh my gosh, it makes me want to just punch myself in the nuts. It's horrible.
Well, don't do that.
Yeah. Oh, it's awful.
That
awful.
Won't make it better.
Yeah. Amanda gets really mad because I'm always like when we're laying in bed, if we have our phones, my phone is just like completely bright and just like, in my face. And she, she makes fun of me because she has normal eyes and I don't.
Yeah. I'm bragging about my 6-pack. You're bragging about laying in bed with your wife. So congrats.
Yeah, that's the brag. I have a wife and we sleep in the same bed.
Oh my God, this is lurid.
I mean, we've only done the business once, because we have 2 kids, but we had to adopt one. So
right, oh, yeah, right. Well, that's analytics. I have another one from Casey Feta, friend of the show. I'm going to a concert by myself in early December, which I've never done before. Is this weird? Do you have any advice for how to seem less like a weirdo whilst at the concert? What's the weirdest thing you've done by yourself? Wow.
I honestly, as I get older, like once the kids are a little bit older and I can like kind of get out and do more things and stuff, it's just so hard to like go, like we talked about with golf or something like that. Like I would love to just play golf and just go and play and not have to worry about much. But I genuinely, I just don't do many things alone other than like exercise, like I don't like go do activities by myself.
There's not much to do alone when you are in the part of life we're in, right?
Right.
Like
it's really hard to find time to just do something alone.
I mean, I have to move heaven and earth to play 18 holes of golf. Like,
yeah.
It has to be a thing where like I talk with like 5 to 8 people for like hours combined at a time to figure out like when I can be on the course.
Yeah, and you have to talk to your wife's lawyers and
and then you got to go. By the way, there's no 19th hole. You putt out on 18 and you hole your ass to the car. You go
right.
So, but one day I'm not going to have to do that, and I know that. But what we're talking about, weird things by yourself. I play golf by myself.
I think that's probably that would be my go-to, like the driving range or something like that. I can't remember a time that I've golfed alone, but or at least in a while. But like driving range or something like that. I would love to like go see a movie by myself. That would be fun.
I actually do. I did that before kids a couple times, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it'd be great. But like we're going to see Nate Bargatze on Friday, and we're going with friends and stuff. Like it's just it's the comedian Nate Bargatze.
I never heard of him. No.
You haven't heard of him?
Sorry, no.
You're gonna get destroyed by
really.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get destroyed. He's probably the biggest comedian in the game right now.
Really?
You've probably seen him before.
Maybe. Wait, is it the guy who does the Bud Light commercials?
You're gonna ask me more about commercials?
No, I'm sorry. I pray you don't watch TV.
I don't know anything about commercials anymore. Yeah, Tyler said, of course, Denny hasn't heard of one of the biggest comedians of the last 20 years. And
what's his name? Bargatze?
Yeah, go Google him. You've seen him before.
This is a bit. You're doing a bit. Right?
I wish it was a bit because that would be an awesome bit. To just run and little joke to run.
You just made up a guy and you're like, yeah, biggest comedian.
Oh yeah, the Bud Light commercials are Shane Gillis, not Nate Bargatze.
I don't like Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis, he doesn't have. I mean, I think he's fine, but he's not. Nate Bargatze's he's clean too. He's just
really.
He's just and he's just a great like storyteller and hilarious. He's just one of those people that's just like, just funny. Like you just love him for it.
So wait, is he like Sinbad level clean? Because Sinbad like never cursed or anything.
You're gonna okay. We're gonna talk about Nate Bargatze, like Tyler said, arguably the biggest comedian in the last 20 years, and you're gonna bring up Sinbad as the point of comparison here.
You mean Sinbad, like the biggest celebrity in America for 5 years? Yeah. I'm gonna bring up that guy, like the biggest star alive from like 1989 to 1993.
Yeah, no one cares about 1989 to 1993 in pop culture right now.
No, of course not. I mean, no one even remembers it, but I do.
Nate, as Tyler said, Nate is clean. Like he's not even like
Well,
he
how can
doesn't
it
even
be funny?
like,
How can that be funny?
he doesn't even do like the Seinfeld, cynical take something of everyday life and bring it, and like talk about it. He literally just talks about like very regular things that we go through in life and somehow makes it funny. Like somehow, like he talked about, I was listening to, like he has a joke where, he's talking like he's telling how like where he grew up and his front door was a sliding glass door. And then he asked if maybe that his parents just didn't know that was actually the back of the house instead of the front of the house, like just stuff like that, where you're just like, it's very smart. Like it's a very well crafted like notion and idea and joke, and he's just clean and
you're
fun.
telling me he's funny without cursing and without using foul language?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't know that's possible.
Yeah. I think that's usually the best kind of comedy.
I mean, it's I like it for, if I'm watching a comedy thing with kids, I made the huge mistake of watching some comedy show with Xavier, and off the bat it was like 58 MFs. Like I was like, oh come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, there's I mean, you could listen to like Jim Gaffigan with them too, right? Like that's another clean comedian. Seinfeld was pretty clean too.
So, yeah. He would never watch Seinfeld. My God.
No. I'm just saying though, like, I mean, obviously Seinfeld's gonna have some like sexual things or whatever for like, whatever the case may be. But like, there's clean comedians that are funny out there. They're good.
I'll have to look into them strongly.
You should look at Nate Bargatze. But yeah, we're going to see him on Friday. If anyone in Charlotte is going to be there,
there you go. There you go.
Try to search for me in the giant arena that we'll be in.
We have one last one. We have to go in a minute here, but from Justin Hatmaker, a friend of the show. When you walk on the sidewalk, do you stick to the right or do you just walk as you please? I live in a city in which 85% of people observe a respectful division of sidewalk that mirrors driving, and 15% are violently emboldened to walk wherever they want and will yell at you for being in their way.
So I got a lot of sidewalks and greenways in my area where people are walking and exercising all the time and stuff. And I definitely think for me, when you pass someone on the sidewalk around here, at least in the burbs, I am literally getting out. I'm leaving the sidewalk to do so, to let them have the sidewalk. Like I'm going into the grass or the street. Yeah.
You're diving into the grass.
Yeah. I'm literally like, I dive. Yes. I jump into the grass so that I don't touch bodies with them.
You dive into the grass and you crawl behind a bush until the person has left your side.
Until they left, and they say, "Okay, coast is clear. I can start." Yeah.
So that's JJ's recommendation, folks. For me, I don't think about that at all. I don't think about where I'm walking at all. I just walk.
Have I talked about this before? Because I'll go on one. This will be a humble brag. I go on one long walk every Tuesday is my walk day. Okay?
I know you walk 15 miles.
I go walk 5 miles on Tuesday. Okay,
miles.
Yeah, you go. If it's like an hour and 15 minutes, you just go. You walk 5 miles. You come home. You're good.
Yeah.
And listen to a podcast, couple podcasts, and but when I'm on the walk, I walk fast. Okay, my walking pace when I do the 5 miles is like 14:30. Okay, is my. Okay. Usually people's walking pace is like 18 minutes. Mine's
you're cruising.
It's like a speed walk. Well, not even a speed walk. I don't know. I've always walked fast. I'm always kind of,
But that's good. That's good. It's good exercise. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to, I'm not trying to run and be out of breath. Like when I get home, I'm not out of breath. I just want to get a brisk walk in. Right. So I'm walking faster than literally any other walker that's on this path. Mm-hmm. There is nothing that gives me more anxiety than when I see someone ahead of me that I'm clearly going to pass. But when you walk past them,
I know
the difference in walking speed is not significant enough for it to not be awkward.
Right.
It is the most awkward interaction imaginable.
No, I'm with you. I think you have a little more anxiety about those situations than I do generally. But I do not like bearing down on someone like if I'm doing my walk, I'm doing what you're doing, right? Which is like walking pretty fast. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're coming up on someone, it doesn't really matter who, young or whatever. And you have to think, okay, when I pass this person, what do I do? A little wave, like, hey, what's up? How's it going? Like, and sometimes I'll do that and they will not acknowledge me. And I'm like, dang, thanks, man. That's really good of you. I appreciate you making me look like a damn fool out here.
Right. I never know what to do. Like, do I make eye contact with the people I'm passing?
It can be very brief. It can be very, but okay.
Like do you do one of these like a
like
a little like a slight giggle almost like a recognition, like a
look at us. We're walking.
Just two people walking.
We're healthy. We're healthier than those guys who aren't walking. That's what I say.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an awkward interaction. All right. That's the hour. Denny, let everyone know where they can find you.
You find me on the Blue Sky app. You can also find all my work on rotoworld.com. I have the regression files up right now. I'll have my matchup column up on Friday. If you want to check that out, also check out the Roto World Football Show wherever podcasts are sold.
You can find my stuff over on lateround.com. Obviously, I have the Late Round podcast, etc., etc. Thanks for listening, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the banter. Go listen to some Nate Bargatze. Just go see what he's all about, man. Because he's a gem. He's a gem of a person, seemingly. I don't know him personally. Anyway, good luck this week, everyone. We'll catch you next week.
Thank you for listening to Living the Stream. We hope you enjoyed the internet podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes now. It won't take long, it's fast. For more fantasy football info, check out
LateRound.com and Roto World.
Hope you come back soon as we share about the team.